So, the Bifrost awaits me, as I think someone outside has literally just started cutting down a bush. Whatever. It's a sunny day. It's spring. I mentioned this last time, so trust me. But the Bifrost is awaiting for me, and frankly, I am slightly reserved in how I'm going to approach it. Because as I've mentioned prior, it is probably the scariest place for me. Not because I think it's the most difficult level, but on account of it being the one that took a significant character from me, like my very first significant character. So that's kind of sucky, but it's okay. We'll be okay. I do need to go there for gas bugs at the very least, so there's not much else I can do to avoid it. What I'm going to do is obviously run through the Roguelands until I get to the Bifrost, so hopefully this isn't too bad. Thank you for allowing me to pass. I'm not going to bother with chests. I'll bother with this one. I felt good about it. The gas bug, see? It's a good omen. Bifrost, there we go. Alright, so, nice easy start there. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's fine. Put it in my shield because then at least it's probably going to get to level 4. Yeah, beautiful. Right. Hope everyone's good. I know I've been absent the past couple of days. I got Zelda on Monday and I basically just played that. Truth be told, I spent 2 days playing Zelda. Then yesterday I did some extra work. But yeah, it's been kind of rough. How many does it take to kill you? This is a Wicked, by the way. Oh, don't tell me that, Lenny. It's not the time. Gotta pop a null damage, because if that's a meteor shower, I do not want to die. I refuse to continue until I know what's going on. Come on, Lenny, don't be stingy. Space pirates, that's fine. Where's the next guy? There we go, right. Space pirates, not an issue. Meteorites, meteor shower, that's an issue. So yeah, this is a Wicked. You can kind of see what they do already. They sort of dash towards you, fly through the air, and then stop, do a little bit of a spin, and then you'll see this ice wall that they summon. On contact, this puts frost on you. I may show it if I don't get hit during the duration of this level. That's a mammoth. It's the standard NPC. Don't fear it. It's just basic enemy. That's a Yeti. Yetis are fun. You can see it fires a snowball at me. It does eventually run out. There you go, back there. But it's a pretty long-standing projectile, and if more than one Yeti shows up in a single place, and they can pop around pretty much anywhere, they can be a force to be reckoned with. And you can see they're massive. They're huge. They've been lifting here in the Iceland. Not in Iceland. Not the shop or the country. And the last one, here's the Wisp. If you follow the channel for a while, you'll recognise them as a unit that had a bug with it for a long time. They just fly at you. They don't do anything more significant than that. They just literally fly at you. So, pretty basic stuff. Like I said, it's not exactly a difficult place, but it's easy to get overwhelmed if you rush too fast here. Like in the Roguelands, I'm relatively comfortable dashing through it, as I mentioned before. Like it's not, as I said earlier this episode, in fact, it's not a scary place to go. But yeah, as you can see, he wasn't actually in vision. I actually saw it just at the top of the frame before, as I've knocked the Yeti down to cause me more trouble later on. But as the case may be, that some of the enemies here are capable of overwhelming you with great ease. So get out of here. Alright, bubble time. Now you see there's 2 Yetis stacked on top of one another. I killed one of them, so it's fine. But there was 2 Yetis stacked on top of one another, so I really don't care for that. They can fire off 2 projectiles at once, and if both of them hit you at the same time, you take both parts of the damage, I think. Like, there's invulnerability frames, but if you get hit at exactly the same time by 2 different things, I think you're exempt from such an offering. I'm going to actually dash into the frost thing, because I don't know if I'm going to see another Wicked. Okay, there you go. So you can see frost, 3%. It only did a little bit of damage. But if I keep dashing into this, if you'll let me, you can see it soon builds up, and I'm moving a lot slower, and even dashing isn't quite as distant. So it's this sort of situation where you can actually get a little bit destroyed, because if more than one Wicked shows up, they can fire those walls around you, and you have nowhere to dodge, nowhere to run, and in that situation, it's very likely that they will keep hitting you until you cannot run away, and you have to die a slow and painful death, where they literally freeze you to death, and you can't do anything about it. So, it is my genuine opinion that you should avoid that at all costs, because that is how I lost my first character, and I would not recommend it to anybody. So make sure you bring some frost, like anti-frost potions with you. Again, just to show off, we're getting tier 3 loot here just for the gas bugs, but we're also getting some Zephyr, which is tier 4 ore, which you already had some of, so it's not like a brand new item, but it's about that time because the tiers here are so truncated, and I mean that in the sense that the gear that you can collect, so obviously in this case it's like tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, happen in like similarly difficult planets, but like tier 4 starts getting into the realm where you don't need to make emblems of it until, I don't want to say much later on, but a little bit later on. Oh my god, you're just giving me issues. Can you go wicked? Wicked, wicked, the jungle isn't massive. That was my poor impression of a song from the early 2000s, I think. Oh, hello. Alright, you going to give me much trouble as the last guy? There we go. Yeah, I'm having trouble with the gauntlet because I use gauntlets like all the time. But at the same time, like, the projectiles from the gauntlets I use on my main are a lot bigger than this. Hey, Brocolius Caesar! An Aether Glob. Yeah, I'll take it. Where is it? There it is. Oops. Come hither. Get some free XP, you know how it is. Can't complain at free, can we? Right. Put that back on my hotbar. Perfect, so that's pretty much everything here. There's no boss here, there's no mini-boss here. This is one of the most basic planets, but I feel as though because it does have frost, and very few places in the game actually have frost, it's mainly this and bosses, like a couple of bosses have it, that I have to kind of respect it, but because of that I think this is why the planet doesn't have a boss. It does have an ultra boss, but of course we're not fighting those for quite some time, on account of them being utterly terrifying. Ow. It wasn't so bad, I only got hit by 1% frost there, so I wasn't too scared. But yeah, I've been playing Zelda for like 2 days straight, and then I had a bit of a break on Wednesday as I was doing like catching up on applying for jobs and doing other things that I do on a day-to-day basis, catching up on some work that I hadn't done. And yes, I had a brief reprieve, a meal with the family, and then left and played Zelda some more. So, I mean, that's what life is right now, so I haven't been playing too much Roguelands, embarrassingly, but hopefully you can forgive me, because the game is pretty good. So, that's good enough reason, I think. Because I'm enjoying myself, it makes it worth it. Not true, but it's cool. I'm sure you guys will find it in your deplorable hearts to forgive me. That was mean, I'm sorry. Either way, I'm going to move on to the Bifrost again, because I want to get some more portal uses here. I don't think I have any yet. I'm going to pop another one of these, because again, I don't want to find myself in a place where I am overwhelmed. There you go, there's a portal usage I was after. Get out of here. So you can see like a lot of things like actually give you frost. You can see, wow, okay. The snowballs from the Yetis, the wisps on contact, the walls from the Wickeds. Like there are a lot of things that can definitely cause frost. And when it does, you kind of just want to chill out a bit. You want to take it slow, make sure you don't die. And as long as you do that, you should be alright. I would like these credits. Ashen dust I can make some of, that's fine. Can I have that? Thank you. There we go. And again, as I said last time, there are chests everywhere here. So, you know, if you are farming for chests, I'd recommend it. It's a place I'd go. Here are Plague Lands, but there's no boss here. And if you've got like the damage to clear all the enemies like really quickly, with something like Ice Wall, like the weapon of your own, like it's totally free to come here, pick up stuff. And as shown, it's a good place to get rings. Because you just open so many chests and you obviously roll dice every single time, but there's a chance that you get cool rings, so that's nice. I am going to swap these over. I have another stack of credits, which is great. I need those. There we go. And gas bugs is the other thing I'm here for, which are obviously I can pick up from this. But because the gas bugs are here in such like a plentiful supply, I don't really think there's any need to like really worry about them ever. And I did mention a few episodes ago, there's a place to farm mana packs, and it's here. It's they're dropped from Wicked, so you can always get mana pack 2s for pretty cheap. When I've got a few more, I'm just going to drop these, just completely lose the mana pack 1s, excuse me, because inventory space is an issue always in Ironman, and getting the best of something is obviously better than not. In fact, I'll do it now, because these restore 5 mana, which I don't need. These restore 15, so that's the equivalent of, 63 of those, and I only had 30 something, so... should I need the additional mana, it's right there. I've got it. I'd go as far to say until like maybe endgame, where everything costs like 1 billion mana, or you don't have some particular augments or what have you. Mana pack 2s will do you. Like, I don't think there's like a need for mana pack 3s. They do exist, as we've seen health pack 3. I don't think we've seen mana pack 3 on the playthrough, but yeah, health pack 3s obviously are good because the health packs give you less back in general. Like, this is only 2 HP, this is only 5, the equivalent of the old mana packs. So yeah, trust me, it's really weird why they've done it. Well, why Sean did it that way, not they. Been talking Nintendo too much. But obviously, having somewhere to farm mana packs is incredibly useful, because it means if you do need mana and you're on an Ironman like I am, you don't have to waste materials making it. You have to waste materials to unlock the recipe if you're doing it from a fresh account, as again I am, but it's not always the case. So I had to clear this place out. That was the start. Alright, so let's get out of dodge then, I think. I know I've got portal uses, that's kind of all I wanted. So I'll just pick up everything else on the way out, get the money I am due, and then I will continue onward. Smack this man up. Like I said, there's not that much to know about this. Like a lot of the levels, and I have echoed the sentiment, I know I have. I think that Desolate Canyon is one of the most complex, and I think that the Ancient Ruins are one of the most complex. Beyond those 2 levels, okay, this is where things get a little bit risky. Beyond those 2 levels, I don't think any of the others are like hugely difficult. I mean, I guess the Plaguelands has its own quirks and what have you, but I don't think it's anything too scary or anything that warrants like a fear response in any capacity. Don't need those tasty herbs. I will use these again. Don't need to use that. It's alright though, I can make more now. It was very cruel to make the anti-frost potions locked behind this level, but if you are going to pop along and show up to the Bifrost, my damage is respectable. I've hit sort of on the middle ground of damage where it's not going to like carry me through every single level, but it'll carry me through most of the middle ground ones. So I definitely think there's something to be said about the damage I can deal being upwards of 125, which means you 2-shot everything here, at least. 10 mammoths, I will have those. And we'll open them right now. Scrap metal and ghast emblems. That is not bad, actually. That's really nice. I mean, I've got tons of ghast bugs now, but that's really nice. So let's get back to the ship. There's only a couple of runs, but I did get a few portal uses, and again, I've said everything I wanted to say, and the level after starts to become a bit more frightening. I don't know why I did that. Please explain to me, because I do not know. And I did just get a ton of scrap because I got it from the quest reward. There we go. I'm so close to 2 stacks. That's incredible. I might run something to get the last stack. I'll say the last stack, another stack, because I need to do another one. Another ghast emblem. Look at that. They're just coming in now. Crazy. Right. What would I like to keep, and what do I need to make? On here, what have we got already? Again, I've got mana potions, which I do not need to make. Frost potions again. These are... I've still got 11. I think I'm only with 17, and I wasted 2 or 3, so I won't worry about that too much. But I can use the ghast bugs now pretty willy-nilly and make something else. These don't go in here. What am I doing? Make tier 2 things. Have I done all the tier 2 things? Aha! Okay. I think I may have. Seed. Loot. Bug. Thank you. I must have done all the tier 2 things, so I might have to move on to tier 3 things. Yes, I have to move on to tier 4 stuff, which I do not have, which is awful. In any case, what I'm actually going to do is make things that don't make anything. So, some examples. I've just seen one, I don't remember what it was. This. So, ash and dust, I've thrown some away, and I've always said it's useless, but it has a single use, and I don't see why now shouldn't be the time that I use it, to be honest. one of the points of having this character in Ironman, and one of the points of having it be a forced, well, Church Forced allegiance as a force apostle here, is that it can do one of the boss fights that gives you access to the creator, and killing the creator in Ironman gives you it's like a particular uniform reward. It's not a great uniform, but it's an achievement in itself to do it. So I'm electing to do it anyway. And one of the things you need is like a decent amount of ashen dust. And ashen dust is this stuff here. You can collect it either by buying it for like 1,000 world fragments each, which is ridiculous. Don't bother. You can even you can unlock it by just like farming certain enemies or going to Percival. But what you can do is actually make it. Depending on what materials you use, like these are all tier 3, you'll get more of them just for doing like one. So I can click these, so I've got 26 of it already. I can't remember how much I need, to tell you the truth. But you can see like it's a roll on how much I'm getting, but I'm not wasting that many materials to do it. I'll get 500 and that should be enough. I can't remember if it's like 50 or 500 or... I just don't know. One more should be enough. There we go. Rearrange those bad boys. So that's kind of it with that. I am going to make a few things with the emblems though, because I can make some emblems. I'll pop these here. I'm going to... Yeah, 8 of those should be fine. Then these... I'm trying to think what was the best number to go for, but I've got a ton of those already. These doesn't matter. These doesn't matter. Wow, excuse me. They don't matter. And get you up to 80 as well. Alright, so now we're going to go in here and I'm going to start playing around with some more tier 3 stuff. Let's have a look what else I can craft. Vigilante. Okay. I've been looking into the future about like what gear and stuff I want to use. And I can't remember if Vigilante was one of them or not. I don't think it was. Guardians, they're alright. Cool looking droid at the very least. Get over here. Wraith, that's good magic stuff. Not quite as good as stuff I've got because it's got a few levels on it, but good magic stuff anyway. Hey, golden Wraith armor might actually be better though. It is. I'll use that for now because that's a good roll. I'll keep that for a while. I think that's it for these ones. I'm going to swap out those for these. Helpers. Don't need them, but cool. Droids are always great. Ghost armor. I'm having trouble to get rid of things. Wow. Yoshimitsu. There we go. Oh my god, can I stop clicking things in the same place? That'd be fantastic. Galatria Sigil, good shield. Ghost helmet, very nice too. Yoshimitsu armor. That might be it. Might have missed one or two things somewhere. No, I think that might be it. So, this one, then this one, this one. Oops. Have a quick look. So, tier 3 weapons are done by the looks of it. Oh no, I need to do one more weapon on each of those. And on those. Oh, I've done all the droids. That's cool. I didn't know I'd done that. I've done all the shields. What's next? This one I am missing, which is tier 2. Yes, I've got all the tier 3 stuff. Got all the armors. And then I've got tier 2 sword, tier 3 sword, tier 3 lance, tier 3 gun, tier 3 cannon, tier 3 gauntlet, tier 3 staff. So I've nearly done all the recipes, which is a big step in the right direction for me. Let's see if we can figure this one out. So it's going to be one with the monster claw. So it's monster claw, beetle shroom, I think. But it might be with this as well, I'm not sure. I feel like that's been done. All of these have been done, I think. So I swapped that out for a shroom emblem. There's one. Hey, Ultron helm. So, that's the last of the helmets done. What was next? Tier 2 sword. And a tier 3 sword as well. Oops, let me keep those in place for once. Can I stop being just a little bit silly? Right. I have a feeling Monster Claws were one of the inhibitors for things I couldn't make, because they were difficult to come by. So I'm going to swap out this beetle one. Oops. See if anything in there strikes my fancy. There you go, there's Colossus, that's a cool sword. I do need to make some more claw emblems right now. Let me just quickly... Perfect. Oh, leave that there. Let's see, so I've done the tier 2 sword. Tier 2 is complete. I need to do tier 3 for the last couple. So, tier 3, what are we going to have here? What do I require? It's going to be... not fragment, is it? It's going to be seed... galactosite gas, perhaps? I was fairly certain I'd done all of these, to be honest. Maybe it's one of those. Ta-da! That's a staff. Okay, so it's going to be a combination of chitin and galactosite, I believe. But I've got enough seed emblems to carry me through, so it's not too bad. So let's have a look. Seed, galactosite, fragment. Perhaps it's not. Perhaps I'm lying to myself. In fact, gas were the ones I didn't have, weren't they? Like, I'm really struggling here. Oh, I just put the gas away even though I didn't need to. I meant to swap out you. No, I didn't. I'm just being an idiot. There we go. Hey, that's an epic Ragnarok. That's the last sword. Decimator, that's the last gauntlet. I need to get some more gas bugs in my life. That should be enough, I hope. Oops. Dash too far. Yeah, I've got 3 to go then, haven't I? So that should be enough. Oh, perhaps it's not because I need more chitin. Kane's Lance. Goldeneye, and then the other one I'm going to have to get more chitin for because I only have 10 left. But that leaves 1 left. 1 left, and that should be a fragment one again, I think. In fact, I might as well just do it because I don't necessarily need the chitin fragments right now. I can always get more later. So let's figure it out. Let's bookend it. Let's bookend this silly charade I've been doing. You don't need that. Go here. There it is. Perfect. Wyvern, get out of here. So, all the swords, all the lances, all the guns, all the cannons, all the gauntlets, all the saves, all the shields, all the droids, all the helms, all the armour. So I've done that. Finished. All the recipes have been figured out. So I do not need to actually bother with any of those whatsoever. It gets me into a position now where I'm comfortable enough to be able to go, oh, what weapon do I want? I'll just farm those, get those materials, make the emblems, and make whatever I need to. What I'm going to do at this point is begin to farm the older levels to find the mats that I want to make the gear that I want. I've got a list somewhere, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I've got a list of the things I need to get. I mean, that was a nice drop, like the Wraith armor, but the actual armor I'm after doesn't need Wraith armor at all. I feel like it's Vigilante, but I can't quite remember. In any case, what I'm going to do is call it good for here. For today, anyway, that this is done. What I'm going to do is obviously record a couple more episodes today because I have a bit more time to myself, as I said I would have this week. But I'm going to figure out what I want for the actual build. I'll begin to accrue those bits and pieces. I'm going to continue to level these things as well, and then probably not next episode, but probably the episode after, we'll go to the 8th level, which will be the Molten Crag. Molten Crag is another level that has another condition. I'll get rid of this, don't need it anymore. Boop. Has another sort of status effect, that's the word. So I need to prepare some more potions and stuff for that, which is why I'm not rushing into it straight away. But truth be told, it's not going to be a fun experience in there, so I'm Kind of putting it off a little bit, but I will get around to it, I promise. Obviously, I want to show all the levels off to you, and that's just one of them on the way. But for now, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the, paying attention through all the Bifrost stuff, and of course this rigmarole at the end. I've just finished up all of the weapons and what have you. But it's been so fantastic to have you here. Thanks again for showing up, and I hope to see you all next time. But until then, look after yourselves, and bye for now.